another episode of With the Chiefs.
Wait. Man, I need more rest.
I hope I've got your last name right there.
It's a very good pronunciation.
You should know better than that now, Donald.
I know.
Floor's yours, Don, whenever you're ready.
Welcome back to another episode of With the Chiefs. Today's a very special episode. We're joined by Alex Treglown.
Yeah, you got that right.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Good job.
Alex is race director at 180 Cadence and also a bit of a trail running guru. He's done quite a few impressive trail races, actually. Jabalani Challenge back in 2022, UTA 100 back in 2022, same races as me. He did UTMB last year, which is a huge run. I don't know, did you do any other 100 milers before that?
No, first 100 miler.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And yeah, now he's started to get into the race directing scene as well with 180 Cadence. They've had a couple of backyard ultra events.
Yep. Two backyard ultras.
The half marathon on the trails?
Yeah, so Sydney Trail Marathon.
Oh, yeah, Sydney Trail.
And I had a half as well in it, but yeah, the focus being on the marathon. Yep.
Yep. And then we've also got the ultra, Sydney Trail Ultra coming up. Which we're going to be digging into today, which should be very exciting. So welcome, Alex.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, how you been?
I've been great. Yeah, really good. Yep. Fresh off the hot news that the Sydney Ultramarathon 100K has been cancelled for 2024.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah,
The inside scoop.
I know, it's straight away. It only got broke a couple of hours ago.
Yeah.
And straight here.
Yeah, wow. So this is an exclusive. Yeah.
Do you want to get into that now, or should we do training update first?
We could go for training update.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah. Sorry.
No, all good.
Yeah.
How's your training been going?
Good. I'm just recovering from my first injury, which happened about 14 weeks ago. So I've been back running now 5 weeks, slowly building back into it, staying patient, and then hopefully from next week getting back to those like 80, 90, 100K weeks and building towards UTK 100 in November. So it's been going well. Rest day on Monday. I'm learning how to have a rest day, which I hate. I want to run every day, all the time. But I think I got injured from overload.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Delta yesterday.
Yeah.
Having Luke lap me every 2 laps.
Wait, how long have you been going Delta now?
Oh, not very long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you go on and off.
Yeah, so I was going pretty much every week prior to my injury.
Yeah.
And then I had to have about 10 weeks off.
Okay.
Off running. 8 weeks off running, 2 weeks off speed.
Okay.
And now back at Delta.
That's before I met you. I think.
Yeah.
Because we met one of the trail runs.
Yeah, we did a long run, the Oaks Fire Trail.
That's right.
That was great. You were hungover.
Was I?
Yep. Okay. And I remember that. And you had 2 hand bottles and no vest.
That one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think you and G were the first people to tell me like that's not normal.
No, I'd never seen it before. I was blown away actually. And then we had to give you water at halfway. I think Georgia Bar was like, "Here, have some from my bladder."
I was struggling.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out.
No, it was good.
It was a good run.
Yeah, it was a great run. Yeah.
How far did we end up?
Just over 30.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Those trail runs are so good.
Yeah, gotta get back into it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
And then today easy, 45 minutes. And then probably stick pretty easy all week. Yeah.
So is it like 1-2 sessions a week or?
At the moment, only 1.
Yeah.
And then just like at the moment, just putting in like zone 2, feel good runs, flow runs. I'm coached by Gary Mullins.
Oh right, yeah.
So he's been really good to help me just like get back into it slowly and just like run and have a good time basically.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Gary seems like he's been in the game for a while and knows his stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you can just listen to him and know you're gonna get the result you want if you put the work in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And what happened with the injury? How did you?
So I did a backyard ultra called I'm Still Standing in Maroubra.
Oh yeah.
And you go around Heffron Park, which is a cycling track on concrete. And I'm a trail runner. Like I really only want to run on the trails.
Yeah.
Hate the road. I probably will never do a marathon block.
Don't say that.
I know, I'm sorry. And so I foolishly went into that race being like, oh yeah, I'll be fine. Like I did UTMB, did 41 hours there. I'll can get to like 2 days, hopefully. Had a really good block. But I think the road and the impact of the road just like got to my body. And I tore a muscle near my tibia. I'm no physio, I have no idea.
On the run?
Yeah, it happened at yard 19. So I couldn't walk, but I could run. I'm like, okay, I'll just keep running until, you know, I win it. And then I got to 24 hours and I was pretty much like, nah, I've given everything I can.
Yeah,
and
geez.
then had to turn back halfway, which I probably regret. I should have finished out the lap and got timed out. But next time I'll make sure I get timed out properly, not turn around halfway.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. I think like when you're injured, it's like, yeah, it's a bit different.
Yeah.
I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah.
You guys are built different.
Yeah,
No, trust me, definitely not. Annoyingly too, like my mind was like, let's keep going, but my
Yeah.
body gave up on me. Well, probably both my mind and my body, but definitely my body.
Yeah.
Wait, so how long, just from my understanding, were you running? Like, how many hours were you running?
Only
after
24.
After
only
injury?
24.
Oh, 7, I think. Yeah.
Did it get just worse and worse?
It got worse and worse.
Yeah,
The
okay.
pain went from like a 2 out of 10 to like I thought I snapped my bone in half.
Yeah,
Jeez.
right. Okay.
And yeah, it got really bad to where I couldn't run, couldn't walk, had to hobble. And I'm like, okay, if I can hobble, maybe I'll finish in 59 minutes and then we'll go again. I didn't, like, there was a physio there. I kind of was like, ignored it and was like, I've only got 2 minutes, sit down, get some food and go out. In hindsight, I probably should have seen them, got it taped and then gone out again. But we learned, like, I'll do another backyard ultra for sure and try and get to the magic, hopefully second sunrise would be good.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
What about, how's UTMB?
Amazing. Like,
Yeah.
everything it lives up to, like, it's like what people tell you about it and more.
Yeah.
Like, blown away. Like, you look up and you're like, wow, there's this big mountain that you're running around.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like the best race ever.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I think everyone should try and do it for sure.
Yeah.
It's challenging, but it's not impossible. And it's just like, yeah, magical.
Yeah. No, it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
It's definitely on the bucket list, yeah.
Oh, you'd smash it.
Yeah,
You'd
yeah.
probably do it sub 30 easy.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I think just like the whole experience of it all would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, 2 nights out there. Second night, I was like falling asleep on my feet,
Far out.
going up one of the last climbs. But then the sunrise comes up and you're like, happy days. Let's keep going.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And did you have like any naps on the trails or?
No trail naps. I had like micro sleeps climbing up the hill with my poles. I remember like going up this hill and it was really steep. And I was like, okay, if I stop, I will fall asleep. And the cutoffs are pretty aggressive. Like majority of the pack will finish around 40 to 44 hours.
Right.
And you're only meant to have, I think, 47 to finish.
Yeah, shit.
So like you're really cutting it fine for most of
Yeah,
the race.
absolutely.
They will pull you off the course if you don't make it in time. So
Micro sleeps.
yeah, well, I was climbing up the hill and I'd fall asleep and then I'd wake up like maybe 10 meters ahead of me. I'm like, how did I walk here?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No joke. And I was having no-dos. I was having
Yeah, shit, how much caffeine?
A lot of caffeine. I wasn't stopped working.
Yeah.
Far out.
Yeah. Until the sun came up, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you mentioned, Dom, like, that's one thing where you're like, I don't know how.
It's like a different ball game, like altogether.
Once you get
like-
24 past like a day.
Yeah, like running through the night, I think, is when it really changes. Like, I've never done anything like that. For like, even running for 12 hours, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And then having to think, oh shit, you got to keep going in the dark. Like, that
Well, I
was-
think I had 20 no-dos in a
Oh
couple
my
of
goodness.
I know, it's
Far
a
out.
lot. Like,
Yeah.
it's bad.
How do you
Yeah.
prepare for like some going overnight and stuff like that? Can you do much to prepare?
I did a couple of like night runs. I go to the Blue Mountains and go to Kadumba at night. But I wasn't doing anything silly like doing like an 8-hour training block overnight because I don't think the benefit you'd get from that would be productive.
Yeah.
I kind of just was like, okay, I'm going to be up for 2 days. Let's just like prepare and like think about how that's going to work. And then like, what can we do to make sure that, you know, I stay awake? So
Yeah.
caffeine, having a nap because the race starts at like 5:45 p.m.
All right.
And so,
Oh
no, 6 p.m. Sorry, yeah.
So you're starting going into the night.
You're starting going into the night. So you only got a couple of hours of daylight at the start. So making sure I woke up early, had a coffee in the afternoon, not in the morning, had a nap. It was hard to nap because I was like, let's go.
You would have been like, riled up, surely.
Yeah. First night was great. No one, it was weird, no one talked on the first night to anyone.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
You could hear a pin drop.
Wow.
Really? So how you set up is like everyone's around each other, or?
Yeah, well, they've pretty much got the maximum amount of people you can have on those trails. Like you're climbing up these hills and you're going above the clouds.
Right.
And you can look ahead of you and you've got a snake of head torches
wow.
and behind you a snake of head torches.
Gee, that'd be cool.
Yeah. And then like no one's talking on that first night. They're all just like
getting through,
getting up that hill.
Yeah.
So you'd think everyone would be cheer or like high energy.
No, it was really focused. Like really like
interesting.
Just everyone in the zone. On the second night, different story. Like I've talked to a guy for probably 5 hours. Well, I don't know if I imagined it or not.
That was like Tobias.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And like
he's not listening.
And the hallucinations were getting pretty bad.
Yeah.
I kept seeing like a face on every tree.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, always looking at, and they were like talking to me and like waving at me.
Like
and
friendly?
smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all friendly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You at least you got friendly demons.
Yeah.
I worry about mine, but anyway.
Yeah.
At what point was this? When did you start
The second night.
Second night.
Yeah.
Just like sleep deprivation.
Yep. And on that first night, like people were struggling, you could tell, and like there was some people already looking like zombies. I remember going up. You go up one climb and you go up to like the ice, and there was a guy with a space blanket having a nap in the ice, and I'm like, I don't even know if he's alive or not.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
And you can't do anything because you've got no cell reception. I can't speak French. And the aid station's in like 20 Ks. So like, probably 15 Ks.
So did you go with someone? Like, do you know anyone out there? Or
I went with my business partner Dave Benny. And he was probably not too far behind me, maybe like an hour behind me. But pretty much the event was like alone.
Your girlfriend wasn't out there?
No, she didn't come. She stayed home. But I did have my mum, dad, and brother all come over and support.
Oh, cool. So they were all crewing like at the
aid stations? Which was great. And it was really good to see them, and they got me through it.
Yeah, 100%.
And actually, that's it. No, that's it. Yeah.
No, you feel that support a lot. Like it means so much. Like when you're tired and you see like a loved one or.
Well, it was actually really good. They had like cameras set up at like each like different checkpoint, and they could hear what you were saying.
Yeah, right.
So like I was sending messages back home.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, sending to my girlfriend. I gave my mate crap for he's a Tigers fan, and I'm like, oh, they're all Tigers. They suck. Like,
there's nothing to get you through. Like,
And I'd think about it. I'm like, what am I going to say to this camera? Because who do I have to thank or give shit to?
I worry about whatever message you send back home to me, Tom.
It should be fun.
Yeah, it sounds like such a cool event.
Really well organized. It's done by the Ironman group who are on UTMB, and they do a really good job of like making sure you're safe. You're tracked the entire way basically, and then just like they do a really good job.
For someone like me who has very little idea about those kind of trail races, what kind of gear, and I'm just curious about like what you need to bring with you and stuff like that for the longer events.
You know what? The mandatory gear is probably the same as what you need for UTA 100. Like they're a little bit like less anal over there.
You've got like aid stations fairly regular.
Yeah, every about 20 Ks. But it's not, for me at least, you're going up and down, and it's really steep. So like it's a while to get. Like it was like hours in between. Kind of thing.
True. Yeah, it's 20 Ks, but it's going to take you like a long
But I pretty much only had a leader on me at the time, and I'd fill up at like a tap along the way and just put a like water purifying tablet in it.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that was a thing.
And you make friends along the way too. Like I made 2 friends, one French guy and one guy from Hong Kong. So that was great.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, and I'm going to see that French guy again when I go back this year.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
it's so good. Like the whole running community is always like just awesome people.
Yeah.
So when did you start to, like, when was sort of the toughest moments, do you think?
I think on that second night, falling asleep on your feet and it being like, I've got 4 hours until the sun comes up. So I've got a while. They were the toughest. And going downhill, like my knees were in pain. Like the locals, they can run down it because I've grown up on it. Where there's nothing to train here to go down those hills. And you want to be running down. It's like I was going quicker up than going quicker and like going slower down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I probably did more damage to my body in the last 7Ks because you go downhill for 7Ks.
Yeah.
And I had my brother with me and we ran down it together and I ran down it as fast as I could. Wasn't very quick.
Yeah.
Like 8-minute Ks. But I did the most damage to my legs just trying to bum it down that hill and finish. I was worried about cut off. I was delusional. I had no idea. I was like 5 hours later cut off, but I thought I had like not much time at all.
Yeah, geez.
Yeah, well, I wonder what your mental state's like just normal, just...
You're drunk. You're basically drunk.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds more interesting.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't be able to drive.
You can't concentrate, like...
You can concentrate, but like you don't have any like I couldn't solve like what's 10 times 2. I wouldn't be able to do that. Yeah. I'd be like, I don't know, 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you run any other milers or?
I did the miler at the Backyard Ultra. And that's it.
Yeah.
I would like to do like Grampians. Looks really good.
That was crazy. Yeah.
But like very challenging.
Last year was like all rain and storms. We had Joe Dorf on. He was talking about that. Yeah.
It like looks like an amazing event, but like you want it to be your A race.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, it looks nuts. Yeah. And so like technical and tough as well.
Yeah. George Murray, who won UTA last year, was telling me like it is really technical.
Yeah.
And I'm not too good at technical yet, so I'm gonna get better at that.
I think it all comes with it. Like
like going down, you'd be going downhill. That's really technical, and learning how to run that downhill.
Yeah. Would be tricky.
What's the recovery time on after that, a race like that?
I did the Sydney Marathon 2 weeks after.
What?
Idiotic. I don't know why I did it. I had a ticket, like one of those $42 tickets.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, well, I'm not going to waste this.
I feel like that's got a lot of people, that 42. Like, it's an obligation now.
I got to like 30, like I got to Macquarie Point or Macquarie's Chair, like 38 Ks, and I was like, I don't want to be here. Like, I should have done half.
Especially after that, in the back of your mind, like, I'm not recovered in the slightest.
But I wasn't injured. I was just more tired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, wanted lots of sleep, lots of food.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, after being up, like... When do you start feeling when would you start feeling normal again?
My feet were pretty gross, like for a couple of days after, and I was still a little bit like, "Whoa, what just happened?" But then, like after that, it's kind of like, okay, I'm just permanently tired and permanently hungry for about 10 weeks. And like you try and do a long run. Or
Wait, what for?
10 weeks.
10 weeks. It's for me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
It was my first miler. I'm quite young too, so like.
No. I just I assume it's just a crazy thing to do to your body, so you would imagine.
Yeah. I feel like those big races, like, they really take it out of you.
Yeah.
And then too, mentally, like, I was chasing that high. Like, that high you get when you film in tears. Like, couldn't think of anything. Like, I was like, wow, I've done it. Like, how great am I? How great's this? Like, life's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, how do I get that feeling again? It's like a drug.
Yeah.
And so, I did City Mara. Then I did Bondi to Manly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that was the worst race of my entire life.
I was going to say,
really? That's like the best race of my life.
I know, you did really well. No, I just pretty much bonked from like 20 Ks in.
Yeah.
And I was going to DNF, but then got through it,
Tight turnaround, even backing up from the marathon. It's not that much time, really.
Yeah, I didn't train for it either. I just wanted to like...
Get it done.
Yeah, get it done and just chase that feeling again. And that was not the right call. So I've learned from that now. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's on the road as well.
Yeah, it's on the road, and it's actually like a challenging course. Like you're going up and down these short little sharp hills, and it's like you're like you can't. I couldn't find a flow. I don't know if you found a flow.
The first half was okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you kind of it was just the last 20K really was like pretty shit.
Yeah. See, that was my favourite part. I ran into Chris Turnbull, who got the FKT from Perth to Sydney.
Yeah, far out.
And I was like, holy shit, like it's Chris Turnbull. And I spoke to him for like the last 10Ks and like that was great. Yeah, hearing about his journey across
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Gee, that's a good effort from like 20k to then.
Well, I got to shout out a guy called Ron. I was going to DNF, and he was like, just get to the aid station, see me, here's a Coke, here's a ginger beer, and he got me through it. So, like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad he pushed me along and said, no, you can't DNF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Yeah.
But pretty much, like, dead walked. Dead walked them run. Yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something to like just sticking with it and getting it done no matter what, which is interesting.
Yeah. I think in future I just want to pick an A race and be like, okay, let's focus on it. Have a really good event, and then like enjoy the recovery.
Yeah.
Like go and maybe do the relay and do 20Ks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's something to that as well. Like it doesn't always have to be like the big race that you're doing.
That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, have you ever DNF'd any races?
I don't count the backyard ultras as a DNF.
Oh yeah. I guess that's the whole thing.
Because that's the whole thing, kind of thing. And
you're
like,
signing up to DNF pretty much.
Unless you win it. And like 100 people did the one in Maroubra, so like 99 people DNF. We're gonna change our medals to say starter, not DNF.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit kinder.
yeah.
But
that makes sense.
Yeah. Never DNF'd anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Yeah.
I'm sure one day I'll DNF something.
Nah, don't. Just I think you got the right attitude.
I feel like you get like a habit of DNFing. Like once you DNF once.
There was a period where I was like not finishing a lot of races,
but you're going out there to like win it. So like you're going like bonk or have a great race.
Yeah. But I think pretty much every DNF I've had, like I've regretted like not finishing.
Yeah.
Except for one, like I tried to do the miler and had COVID a couple of weeks before, and I was like, okay, like I literally would not have finished. I got to like 57 Ks. So it's like shit. You still got over 100 Ks left.
And imagine the damage you would do to your body. Like that's immature. What miler was it?
Brisbane Trail Ultra.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. No, it was really cool.
That's in a couple of weeks, I think.
Yeah, I think like end of June. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I want to get back there one day, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What are the trails? I've never run there before. Are they like fire trail?
Yeah, pretty much all like fire trail.
Cool.
But still pretty steep. Like you go down these like creek crossings and it's like really steep.
Yeah, right.
I think there's like 8,000 meters for the 100 miles.
Like,
so it's still a lot. Like similar to UTA really. Like profile wise,
Well, UTMB is only 10,000 for a mile.
Okay.
So like that's not too far off. And they are steep climb. You're pretty much climbing all day. Or going down all day.
Yeah, but it's not like technical or anything. It's just fire trails. Yeah. But it's steep fire trails.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Cool. But yeah, it was really good.
Great.
Until I DNF'd.
Yeah.
What about you, Smitty? How's the last 2 days going?
How do I just throw them in? Well, I don't know. What have we done? Monday was easy run. Which we're not allowed to talk about because I don't know. I feel like my calf was tight, but I'm like, but it's just like everything just feels sort of like tight. So it's fine today. Then we had the session, which was, what was it? 3 minute.
3 minutes on, 1 minute off.
Yeah,
and you could pick between 8 and 13.
I did. So I did 13 of those. So the idea was just to like get more volume in rather than speed, because like I feel like after Sunday my legs were, well, last few Tuesday sessions, like the turnover hasn't been there. Like I can't get into that speed zone. So I just like took it, like that was still a long session. So that was okay, all things considered. And then this morning we did a MLR. I did an hour 45.
Is that a long run?
It's
see, my rule is 2 hours for a
2
long
hours.
Run.
Yeah, that's pretty long.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a long run, right?
Yeah.
That was a midweek. Then medium.
Long
Okay,
run. That's
medium.
the M.
Yeah, that's the M.
Oh, okay.
Is it midweek? Is it medium?
Yeah.
Oh, we still haven't. How many guests have we talked about this?
I call it midweek. Long
Midweek,
run. And
okay.
like 2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, 2 hours is a standard?
That's
When I was peak
Doing
training,
it.
I reckon, yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
I ran 2 hours last.
2 hours is long, though.
2 hours is a long time.
Well, it depends
for
what
it.
you're doing. Like, I'm just plodding along, like having a good time. If you're doing like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
session, then yeah.
No.
I
I was
reckon like
plodding along.
over 20 Ks is pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
That was definitely glad I was out there with like friends because I was tired.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna try not to whinge too much. But I was just like, once you get out there, it's all good. But definitely like what we were talking about before, Dom, is like just want to get to the end of the training block and get to the right
100%.
put the race in. I've been looking forward to Sundays though. Like those, I don't know. I feel like it's like a big emphasis. We got a good one coming up on the weekend, which will be good.
Yeah.
How many reps are you doing the full set?
Oh, we'll see how we go.
Yeah. Okay.
But we're like moving as well. So
Oh yeah, that's this week.
yeah. So on
moving
Saturday
around
we've
week.
got the truck. But hopefully we can get everything across.
In one day. Oof.
Yeah. I guess all the big bits. Like
Yeah.
you can do car runs pretty easily, but it should be alright.
I'm pretty frazzled about my training week just then.
It's only 2 days. Yeah.
I was like, what am I going to do? I was like, easy 45. What about you, Dom?
Yeah. Similar, just lacking motivation. Got out Monday around 12 Ks.
Yeah.
Then yesterday was we got the keys to the place, which was pretty cool.
How was that? Was that
Um,
exciting?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was like right next to Pace, so I snuck into Pace and picked up a couple of gels as well. Yeah, and saw Zach Johnson. He's
Yeah.
past guest of the show, but he's hurt his Achilles,
really?
which is no good. But
Oh shit.
yeah, so we did all that, and then that means I didn't go to Turbo though, and then I couldn't be bothered to get out once I got home.
Oh.
So
session.
no session yesterday. I was like, I'll get up today and do it this morning, but that didn't happen either. So it hasn't been a great week so far.
This episode?
I don't know. We'll see how we go.
That's right. Do some epic cramming in the last
Yeah,
Thursday to Sunday.
yeah. I
Big
feel like
long run.
yeah, it'll be alright. We'll do something.
And you're doing Goldie?
Yeah, Goldie.
Yeah.
Just lacking motivation at the moment.
We'll get there. Have you been enjoying those big Sunday long runs, Dom?
The Sunday long runs are good. Yeah. It's good with the group, and even the solo ones. I feel like it's actually been like my favorite run probably so far.
Me too.
Which is kind of weird because usually like I hate the long run and prefer the sessions. But yeah, I don't know. I've kind of enjoyed it. I guess it's a bit more marathon specific and kind of gives you a good little ego boost to know you're on track.
Yeah.
But it's been fun.
Yeah. I feel like when you get out of marathon block, you like focus more on Tuesday, or I do at least, and you can like get speed, and that's like your hard session.
Yeah.
Whereas like after Sunday, I'm like, I can't go fast, and I'm just like looking to recover from Sunday.
Yeah.
But then like towards the back end of the week, I start feeling better, and I'm like, okay, let's focus on. But even on Friday, I'm not even going to do a session. I'm going to just do easy 75.
Yeah, right.
So I can G up for Sunday.
Big Sunday.
Yeah, because I was going to do...
4x5K, is it?
Yeah, I'll probably do 3. Because he's out with Mr. Matthew Gore.
He's quick, far out.
So he's going to probably put us to the...
I
Well,
think
he
so.
definitely will put us
Yeah,
to sword. It's
100%.
a matter of how many reps we'll get through. He's got 4x5K, and he's easing back into it. But his easing back into a pace will probably...
Yeah. What do you say, like 325s or something?
Yeah, probably between
that's
220s
nuts.
and 25s. So that'll be 2... I'm only doing that because like the idea is to do like... I was going to do like a hard threshold on Friday, but I'm moving it to Sunday. So it's not targeting Mara pace. It's like hit a hard 40, 50 minutes. Yeah, anyway.
Yep.
So are you constantly foam rolling from like Sunday after long run to Tuesday morning? Like
I should be. That's probably why my calf's sore.
Because I couldn't imagine backing up. Like, that's a like quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To do Delta like on a Tuesday morning as well is like that's tough.
And I see your Sunday long runs and I'm like, oh my God. Like I couldn't do that. I'd rather do 100 Ks than do like a 40 K with like, sprinkled in a lot of spice. Crazy.
Yeah.
I should get on the foam roller then a bit more.
Yeah.
We got massages scheduled in as well.
Yeah, got the massage coming up. Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks,
anyway,
Jesse.
Sorry.
Anyways, back to the whole reason why we got Alex on. How'd you kind of get into running?
Yeah.
Well, I've never liked running. Like growing up, never did little A's, never did anything. Cross country, I'd cheat. I think
Hang on.
year 7, my beep test score, I remember this was like 4.
4?
Yeah. Oh
No, surely you just
no,
walked
4,
in.
no, like
That's
literally
just honest effort.
like hated running. Like couldn't do it. Yeah. Very overweight as a kid. Pretty much I played sport like footy, AFL, soccer, love that. Really like the water, like I played water polo.
Oh yeah.
And that was great, but like anything running related, like no. Even 100 meters, like no, not happening. Athletics carnival, I'm like trying to wag it and not go basically. Yeah, like hated anything running.
Yeah.
But I kind of went to full-time work and was out one night, got pretty drunk and came home and it was like I don't know what you call like a moment. I looked in the mirror, I'm like, oh my God, I need to like get fit. I was very overweight. And kind of just like got into running through that. So I lost 40 kilos in 5 months in 2018, end of 2018.
That's nuts, yeah.
Through diet and swimming. And then when I worked in the city and not from home, a guy from work would go for lunch. So run at lunch.
Oh, nice.
And he'd run along.
I haven't heard that one.
Yeah. We'd run past Wentworth Park and like around the Anzac Bridge Bay Loop. And he took me on one and it was horrible. And I got 5 Ks. I blown away. Walk running and I kind of got the bug from there. And it kind of snowballed. One person from work was like, yeah, it's cool you're training for the city marathon. I was training for the marathon in 2019. She's like, have you heard of Ironman? And I'm like, no, what's that? She's like, well, you gotta swim 4Ks, ride 180 Ks and then run a marathon. I'm like, oh my God, I want to do that.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. And so I did triathlon for a while and did that from 2020 to about 2022.
Okay. I guess you already had the swim down, so
had to swim down.
Yeah.
Bought a bike, enjoyed the group rides, and then was getting into running and really enjoying it. And I lived in Chippendale at the time, so I trained with a group called Sydney Triathlon Group, and that was really fun. But then when that big second COVID lockdown hit, I moved back home with mum and then dad, and kind of had no group to train with. Didn't want to go in the pool. The riding where I live is horrible. Like the cars don't like cyclists out near Para or the hills. And then discovered like I back onto like 2 bits of bush and was like, maybe I'll go for a run in the bush and go run around the lake. It's like a 4K loop. And then from there, just fell in love with trail running. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
a bit of a journey. Yeah. Did you do Ironman?
I did a half, did a couple.
Yep.
I did have a full ticket, but I ended up not being able to do it. So they took $1,000 from me. Thank you, Ironman. Didn't really fund me. But maybe one day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How and what made you gravitate more towards run? Like you didn't want to go back and
Yeah, I think like growing up swimming, I kind of got bored of it. Looking at the black line. It's so boring. Cycling's horrible where I live, and dangerous too. Like. If one mistake, you're going to get really hurt. Hit by a car, you're dead, kind of thing, or really injured. So it was like not worth the risk. I liked running. Like you get that runner's high, you feel really good. And then once I found the trails, I was like, oh my God, I want to be here.
Yeah, it was
all
like
the time.
Perfect,
Yeah.
What was the process like initially when you started losing a bunch of weight, like with diet and stuff like that? What did you do? What did you sort of do?
Well, I kind of had like a eureka moment because I had struggled to lose it for so long. I don't know if it was on Joe Rogan. We were talking about Joe Rogan before. I don't know if it was on Joe Rogan or something. I heard like some guy talk about it's really easy to lose weight. Just eat less than what you burn. And I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of smart, I guess. Probably not like correct dietary advice. I don't think a dietitian would agree with that. But I was being like dumb, and I'm like, oh yeah, whatever, I'll do it. And then kind of just like didn't eat very much. Was wanting to work out all the time, and then it kind of just fell off. Then slowly got into more running. Went from, I did like the light post trick. You'd run one light post, walk one light post.
Oh yeah.
Run one light post. Yeah. And then I'd do like a hill. I'd be like, okay, I've never run up this hill before. I'll try and run up the hill where I lived. Do the Bay Loop, the Anzac Bay or Anzac Bridge. I forgot. Blackwater Bay.
Blackwater Bay. Yeah.
I'd try and get the whole way around without stopping, or try and run up that big spiral Anzac Bridge. Like try and do that without stopping.
Yeah.
So like little micro goals.
Yeah.
And then
and you just built in confidence over time.
Yeah. And then like you'd read stuff, you'd watch podcasts, you'd find out these people do like 100 miles, 100 Ks, like multiple days. I was having my like mind blown. I'm like, oh my God, people do this. You hear about like Badwater, Western States.
Who were the early inspirations? Anyone in particular?
Zach Bitter, the American guy.
Yeah.
I really liked him. Courtney, the water, like just hearing her story of like
insane
going like a couple of days without sleep and running. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were probably the earliest too. Yeah. Not big into like your Goggins and stuff. I don't really care for the like,
mindset kind of
no,
grind
it's
it out.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
No. I've kind of, there's a guy called Andrew Glaves, who's an ultra runner, and he's saying you smile or you're doing it wrong. I quite like that.
Yeah.
Just like having a good time.
He's done like the 100-mile week streaks for like ages.
Like nearly 2 years, I think.
That's nuts. Yeah.
Crazy. I don't know how you can do that.
Seems like more of a vibe than being miserable through all your runs.
True.
I think that came through in the event that that I showed up to.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Should we talk about 180 Cadence? How did that start?
Yeah, I guess I came into trail running in Sydney and was like finding all these pockets of bush I live near and being like, wow, it's amazing. What race can I do in here? And there were no events whatsoever. Like you have like a couple in Sydney, but I really struggled to find a regular trail running event.
Yeah.
And so I guess I was like, okay, cool. Well, I think we need more trail running events in Sydney. Why don't I try and put one on?
That's a big jump, though.
It turns out they're actually hard to put on. It's like, organising a bunch of people. You need lots of approvals and insurance and whatnot. So that was probably a year and a half journey to get the trail marathon approved. But before then, I did want to explore more about like how could running be my full-time job or a part-time job. And that led me to wanting to be like, okay, what problem do I want to solve? One, events, there aren't many there. And then two, also apparel. So I gave you both a gift.
Yes.
Little secret pair of shorts I've been working on, and which has turned into something a bit more, which will be launched probably October. So like trail running apparel and like really focused on trail runners. And what was the question? How did 180 Cadence start?
Well, I'm gonna ask, can I run on Gore Hill with those?
You can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I want all the feedback.
Okay, I'll give you the Gore Hill feedback as well.
But yeah, I think 180 Cadence started from trying to solve a problem in trail running, which I had discovered coming into the sport.
Yeah,
I couldn't really find that really good gear that I was after, and I couldn't really find an event to run in that gear. I also met a bloke called David Benny. So Dave actually lives near me, and we met via Strava. We were stealing each other's segments.
Oh, really?
And turns out he's a really good ultra runner. He's done more ultras than I've done events.
Wow, that's great.
A couple of 200 milers. I don't think he's finished the 100 miler, but he started a couple. Coast to Cozy, 100 Ks, UTMB, Triple C. And we were going to Elephant Trail event last year, doing the 50, training for UTMB. And we said, why don't we put on a backyard ultra? Because there wasn't one in Sydney. Again, coming back to that thing of like, there aren't that many events. That's what we want to solve. There's no backyard ultra. We would love to do a backyard ultra. And so we put one on October last year.
Yeah.
The name 180 Cadence probably came about 2 years before then. Going back to trying to make the shorts and also put on the trail marathon, which has been, it probably took about a year and a half to get approved. And going for a walk with my mate and being like, what do I call this thing we're trying to build? And at the time I was reading Born to Run.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they talk about running at 180 Cadence. I'm like, oh yeah, it's a really good idea. Instagram wasn't taken, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to take that name.
It's a great name.
Yeah, I really like it.
I can't believe it's not taken.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe it. And then my girlfriend's friend was like, you need to trademark that. I'm like, really? I'm like, it's like $500. And she's like, no, you have to. I'm like, okay. And so, yeah, put the trademark in.
Good call.
That took about 9 months to get approved.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I've seen like one other 180 Cadence page pop up, and that's in the UK.
Okay.
Like a training group, but like whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't think like
We'll
I
send
think
him an angry email.
we'll build 180 Cadence to be something special, hopefully, and then they can't take it.
Yeah. Wait, so you go from like being like, there's no event, I just want to, I should just create one.
It happened very quickly.
Yeah.
Like I was discovering what trail running was and being like, I want to do a race here. And there wasn't one. I'm like, okay, well, it can't be that hard to put on. And so I was like, all right, who owns the land? Took a while to figure out who owns the land, then contacting them, then had to pitch to them. That took about 18 months. In between then, though, I had like actually learned what trail running was, done more events, had done more trail running events as well.
So you're learning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like, I want to put this event on, we're going to put it on next weekend. It took a year and a half to even get it approved, kind of thing. So,
and then once you get all the approvals, you can do them on a recurring basis.
You still have to like prove that you can do the event well, and the event has to like run smoothly. Otherwise, they just won't grant you the license, kind of thing. So it's really about making sure you leave the bush. I like to leave it cleaner than when we found it, and making sure that people have a great time on the trail.
And how'd the first event go?
So the first event went amazing. It was called Brick's Backyard Ultra in St Ives in October last year.
That's the one Soto.
That's right.
Michaela did as well.
And we put that on with 8 weeks notice. So because it's the showground, you can just book it out, and you have to get obviously your insurance and whatnot, but it's relatively easy to get in a rush. And only dealing with one party, and the council were amazing. They helped us a lot. I built the website quite quickly. The platforms you can use to get like a race roster, anyone can use them. And it was about getting people to sign up for the event, basically.
How'd you do that?
We did Facebook marketing and then just word of mouth. Like I went on Instagram and messaged pretty much any runner I could find, being like, hey, you should do our event. And having no shame about it whatsoever. So we got like 125 people.
That's pretty solid for a backyard ultra. Like it's a big ask. Like come run for as long as you can.
Well, you know, it's a big ask, but you're only committing to one lap, which is just under 7Ks.
You got the sound. Well, I've heard that one before.
And it's around the same circuit. And that event just blew all expectations out of the water. Met so many people. Met Michaela, met Sota. Made all these amazing brand new friends, and was like, okay, we're actually building something quite special here, or we can. How do we take it to the next level? And that was kind of the goal from there. Pretty much after it finished, it was like, okay, cool. Like, what do we do now? So we rebranded it, Sydney's Backyard Ultra. Let's lock down Sydney. We'd nearly got approval for the Sydney Trail Marathon, and I was like, okay, cool. We now have 2 events in Sydney. There's 2 more we want to do, an ultra marathon and also a half marathon, and then just built what those events look like. And then, got approvals, put them together, and they're now people can sign up.
Yeah. Well, at this point, you've gone through all the little hoops. Well, you've gone through a lot of the hoops.
Very quickly.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a second full-time job for the last 9 months basically.
Yeah. So after the first Backyard Ultra, then what was the next event?
So that was the trail marathon in March.
In March
30th
Okay.
this year. So there was a big gap in between, and that gave us a lot of time to actually nail how do you put on a good event. And so Dave and I stepped through every step together. Like, I'm a runner, I'm driving to the event. How do we make sure that they get there correctly? I'm a runner, I get there. How do we make sure that they get their bib correctly? They know where to go. It's like everything. And then I'm a runner, I'm on the event. How do I know where to go? Where are the hazards? What can go wrong? What can go right? And then when you finish the event as well, if my perfect trail race, what does that look like? And breaking down each individual step as well. And then working with really good people. So we have a really good medical team that we work with who do UTA.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest trail race in this side of the world. So 200 people in the bush to them is nothing. And they're really good at helping manage that and what that looks like and how do you keep people safe, basically.
Yeah. And what other, you got then volunteers and who else?
And I think that's where Dave comes in really well, and we balance each other really well, because I'm so new to the sport and he's been doing it for a long time. He knows everyone. He's got lots of friends. He can call upon these people to help us, and now they're my friends, and it's amazing how many people want to help. And whereas he might not be able to make a website, I can't get 20 people to an event to volunteer on their day off.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then where did we go? Then we did Backyard Ultra again
in April. And I think the best bit of feedback we got from that was it actually feels like an event compared to last year. Last year,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That night you came to was nothing I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm new to the sport, but that was feedback we got from Buzz. He was wow, that was a really electric feel.
Yeah. It wasn't just because I was slightly intoxicated. So apologies for when Chris and I'm throwing him under the bus.
No, well, you've inspired me for October that we're going to have a massive party now.
Yes.
So all the punters can come, cheer on, hopefully get a DJ to come for the night.
That's such a good idea.
From 8 until let's go to sunrise, party all night long, do whatever you want and cheer on everyone.
Yeah, wow.
Let's have a big bender.
Yeah, that'll be really good for all the runners.
Yeah.
Because they're going to hear the music and
we're going to have a full-blown kitchen for crew this year as well. Just make it even better, even more of a bigger event. Hopefully get a bigger field too as well.
So what did you change in that, the most recent one compared to?
Everything.
Yeah.
Entire new platform, entire new website, entire new philosophy on how we want the event to run. What we want the event to be, and it is to be a proper, what you would call an A-class event, stuff that Single Track do, that Ironman does. They put on amazing events, and we want to be that. So that's kind of we just kind of flicked it from oh no, it's not some side thing, it's an actual event that we care about. Not that we didn't care before, but we really care about making sure that
this is full on sort of thing.
Yeah.
And how many people did you have? Sorry.
So we had 125 in October last year.
Yeah.
The trail marathon, we had really strict numbers. So it was limited to only 250.
Yep.
Because there had never been a trail running event at Bushland before.
Right.
So that's fine by us. And next year we'll have probably double that intentionally. We want to keep them small. We really want them to be small events that we can make sure that every runner has a great time.
Yeah.
And then the Backyard Ultra, we had 250 sign up and 220 came.
Jeez.
And October, we're gonna try and get 500 people.
Jeez, yeah.
Right. We'll get 500 people wanting to do the event, but getting the approval for 500 people, and a course that allows 500 people to to run a backyard ultra.
Yeah, right. And what are you doing? What are you focusing on at the event? Because I remember I saw you for a second, and you're locked in, like running around everywhere. So you're just
All I care about is people having an amazing time.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if I have to I'll do anything as long as the runners have a good time and they have an amazing trail race. That's all I care about. And so like just making sure people are good. With a backyard ultra, we're quite lucky. We're in one contained hub, and so like every run that comes across the line, I'd be like, do you need anything? Do you need water? Do you need a Red Bull? Do you need food? Can I get you anything? And just making sure that everyone's okay and having a good time. When like we got to the second day with UMC, there was Lauren Marshall and Sarah Harvey. Sarah, as I know, still standing, and I was like, okay, well, like, what can I get you to help you? Like, do you want a Red Bull? And making sure we give equal help to everyone, because we don't want to pick favorites. Yeah. But yeah, just making sure that the runners have the best time, basically, and the event's running smoothly.
It's a very interesting event, like, because it's like there's not much strategy in a way, like.
There's so many different strategies. You can pick any different way to run it.
Yeah. Well, it's not that there's not much strategy. I'm thinking there's like, what's the best? Like, what's the best way? How do you run it? Like,
yeah, have you done a couple of backyard ultras now?
I've done one.
Oh,
yeah,
one.
I'm sorry, that's the reverse of what I was trying to say. There's a lot of different ways.
Yeah, honestly, I think it comes back to training and being like conditioned. Like the best backyard ultra runners, aside from probably Sam Harvey, are quite old. They're into their 40s. They've been running for a long time. They've got the miles in their legs, and they can go for a long time. I think if you look at the Big's backyard last year, where they got 108 hours, Harvey Lewis, who won, was doing 55-minute laps.
Okay, so yeah.
And he was big on like, even if I only have 5 minutes,
running the whole time.
Pretty much running and walking the entire time. Yeah. Even if I have 5 minutes, though, I'm sitting down, getting food, eating, and then getting off my feet.
So there's nothing. If you like did it relatively or quicker and then sat down and slept.
Well, that's another that's the argument, right? Like, like Phil Gore, for example, does like I'm pretty sure 44-minute laps, and he's a quick he's
gone over 100.
Yeah, and he's rapid too. Like at the track championship for the 24 hours, he broke the Australian record. Yeah. He got close to like building the world record, which I think is held by Janos Kouros.
I think there's like a Lithuanian guy may have broken it.
But I think that's only for the 100k.
Oh, right, maybe that's 24 hours.
24 hours.
True,
I think. I could be wrong. But like Phil Gore is rapid. Like there was daylight between him and second. And he'll do 44-minute laps or around that. Yeah.
Okay.
And he'll take a sleep and a shower in between laps.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would often wonder if you like do that. Do you then lock up, or I don't know?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Everyone's probably very different. What's your strategy?
Yeah.
I was going for the 55-minute lap. Yeah. Okay. I thought I could be on my feet for a long time and be okay. I was on concrete, so it's hard for me to know if that was my body not reacting to the concrete or the plan I had in was wrong. I'm gonna try and get into Dead Cow Gully next year.
Oh yeah,
which is
pretty deep.
Oh, it's the best backyard ultra ever assembled.
How many people do they get running that?
I think only 250.
Okay.
I think he'll try and get more next year, but he's got all the best backyard ultra runners.
Yeah. So you'll have the biggest backyard ultra in Australia.
We will have close to the biggest.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Whereas he'll have probably the deepest and probably most talented backyard ultra.
Oh, I don't know about
that. Biggest is best.
And actually, another point to your question about what I was doing running around too. Yeah. All the people at home watching, I wanted to make sure they were updated. So we had a live stream, so I'd update that. Really? Update the socials as well. Okay. Make sure that everyone at home was updated, and if you couldn't be there, you could still have watch the event.
Yeah. It's a good point. I love events where you can easily follow it. Single Track did a really good job of that, previewing all the fields, showing on-course stuff, and same with you guys. You did an awesome job. With all the media and updates. Yeah.
So that's why I'm running around. I'm trying to make sure everyone's okay, and then also make sure that everyone at home can watch along too.
Yeah. I feel like it's an interesting event as well because like everyone's there and you feel like you get like a lot of support at the tents for all the runners because people are hanging around and it's it's definitely more like a party.
That's right. It really is like a party.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and make it even more of a party in October.
Absolutely.
We're not allowed to drink there though.
No, you can. You can drink
just
alcohol.
can't serve.
We just won't be serving alcohol, but you can drink alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we've got Red Bull too, so whatever you Red Bull and Coke.
Gee, I sound like a degenerate. Anyway, Dom, next question.
So I guess the upcoming ultra marathon, it's just a 50k.
Yeah, so as of a couple of hours ago, we announced that it's only a 50k, which wasn't we didn't want to do that, obviously, but I think we have to make sure that we have the best event. Dave and I kind of came to the conclusion independently that the 100 this year probably just can't happen, and I'll get into the reasons why. And we kind of met yesterday, and then kind of both brought it up, and we were like, well, if we're both thinking it, then we just have to make the call. And it just came down to like, well, it's not my full-time job yet, nor is it Dave's. And to like, once you get the event launched and you start like going, like I said, every step, like what does every step look like at the event? It was getting too much to handle. And we felt like we would not do the race justice. And we'd be only putting it on for ego. Like, cool, we have a 100k event, but like, what is that event kind of thing? Would have been a shit event. It wouldn't be shit, but it wouldn't be what we know it could be.
Yeah.
Right.
And that allowed us to focus on the 50 and make sure that like we have an amazing 50k race, which we will.
Which Dom is
doing.
Dom.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So when is it? 24th of October
of August. Yep.
Put it in the diary, Dom.
24th of August. Yeah.
We're all counting on you, mate.
I think you got about 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. So still time to sign up if.
Oh yeah,
haven't
definitely.
already.
Yeah. Entries are going actually quite quick. So all of our events have sold out far, and this event will sell out for sure.
Yeah. Geez.
Which is crazy. Like I'm like overwhelmed by like people wanting to do our events. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it sounds really cool though. Like local. You said it before. Like there's definitely a market for it. Like Sydney ultra trail events. You got like Bondi to Manly.
Yep.
You got stuff in the Blue Mountains, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah. You've got Jabalani.
Yeah.
And that's about it, really.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, it's a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. And we want to keep them small. Like, we don't want to have, maybe one day, but we don't want to have 7,000 people come to like a UTA. We want to have like 200, 300, 400, 500.
Yeah.
Where like we can get to know pretty much every runner individually and make sure they have a good time and get to know their story. Yeah. Like, Backyard Ultra last year, we had one guy, it's always stuck with me. Cooper had done his first marathon at City Marathon 2 weeks before, and then had done 100 at Backyard Ultra last year. And then this year came back and did a miler. And it's like you get to know these people and like get to see them like grow. I'm like, wow, like that's good. It's so good.
Yeah.
And you always remember your first 100 and your first miler. So we want to make sure that we put on like really good events to make sure that you have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be the case for a few years, and then it might blow up.
It's already exceeding all expectations.
Yeah.
Like it's already a second full-time job, and there will have to come a choice probably by end of the year of like what happens kind of thing. And I haven't made that choice yet. So yeah.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
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 It'll be good.
But yeah, I guess the 50k coming up then. It sounds like you got some pretty good like elite fields as well, which is awesome so far.
We're definitely, we've got you in it, which is great. Very grateful that you want to do it.
I don't know, not that late, but
yeah, come on, Dom. Come on.
I think maybe we can get Smitty. That'd be a big.
Come on.
I'm pretty sure we've already got him. Like we've already pretty much locked him in.
I'm a pretty easy sell.
I think you're locked in.
Well, I said I want to do something. Anyway, let's.
No, come on, just lock it in. Just lock it in.
That'd be pretty special though. Like first trail ultra.
And we get to do the long runs again. I'm pretty keen for that on the Blue Mountains.
You'll already be like super fit. You probably don't have to do.
You won't have to do too much.
Yeah.
Am I announcing it now?
Oh, no pressure. No pressure.
I think you no.
Okay. Would you like a job in sales?
I think let's. What bib number would you like?
That'd be good showdown. Like maybe a Smitty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of people are away though for UTMB.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Which is fine. But there are other people too who are maybe. So Joey McGrath, we'll try and get him in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. that'd be
He's
great.
always good fun to run with. Yeah.
And there's a few others too, which we'll have to talk about. Maybe you can give me some ideas on who we should get.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then on the female side, we've got Steph Osborne.
Yeah.
Amazing runner.
She's gone. Yeah.
So glad to have her in. And then I won't say her name yet because she's not 100% locked in. But if you
just put her under pressure by being like, and we have.
no, there's no pressure. There's no pressure. But if you look at who won UTA this year, she might be coming to the event. Might. So you can do your own research there.
That's
And,
a few big names right there. Yeah. Should be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then anyone else not going to UTMB will, after getting those two names, they may not want to miss out. We'll see. Yeah. And again, we're going to make the best 50K run we can. So, yeah.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. I think just focusing on the one event is it's probably no bad thing as well. Like,
I think we could probably introduce a 30K. Yeah. And that would be really manageable. Like, for example, we have our half marathon in a couple of weeks and that's sold out really quickly. And again, super grateful for that. It's at Parramatta Lake where there's been no trail running event there. And it's an amazing piece of bushland.
Yeah, it's good.
Like, people will love it. And we've had hundreds join the wait list. And I feel horrible because I'm like, I want you to be able to come and do the race. But we just can't. So...
Well, what's the limit?
300 for the first year.
Okay.
And we'll work on that for next year to get that increased. But again, we want to keep the bush clean. We want to keep it intact. We don't want to have people running through it and destroying it. We don't want to have the trail clogged.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this year had people at UTA 100 get timed out and pulled off because there was a clogging at, I think it's called the Wombat track at the end of Narrowneck. So all the back of the packers in Group 7 got timed out at no fault of their own. So we want to avoid that. And again, just making sure the event's really personal and you get good value and you have a really good trail event.
What determines the numbers initially? Do they need to assess? Like, does it need to be assessed how you go and stuff?
It's a combination of what we think we can handle and what the council will allow.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, and what's viable for the event? If you had 50 people, you probably just couldn't do it, cost wise.
Okay.
And we're not looking to make money yet. Hopefully one day. But we're just trying to get good value. Make sure everyone gets a T-shirt and a really good T-shirt. Make sure people get their photos for free. I don't know about YouTube, but when you have to pay for your photos after an event, I'm like, it's so horrible.
Yeah.
That must be. Are you the first event that with free photos? Or
I think we're one of them, and there's been a couple of events now who have now implemented that.
Yep.
Which is good. I'm happy to see that because I don't think you should do an event and then pay $80 for your photos after.
Yeah.
You'd rather the organisers pay the photographers more to cover what they'd make.
Definitely.
And then for the 50, we're talking maybe a nice bucket hat from Fractal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So you get a bucket hat, a shirt, photos, an amazing event.
We're going to walk out. You're going to walk out with a profit. If you're the participant's going to walk out with a profit.
Well, that's what we want. We want to try and make it that you're not the money you're paying is you're getting more value.
100%. Yeah.
I don't see why other events don't do that.
Yeah, that's good. Put pressure on them.
Yeah.
And how's the course looking?
Oh, amazing. I went out there on the weekend and the one worry we had was the Mona Vale Road crossing, and my business partner Dave was like, you don't have to worry about that. I've done it 1,000 times, but I had never done it before. And so I was like, sometimes you need to see things.
Yeah.
And I ran up there and I pushed the button, and in 8 seconds it had turned green for me to cross.
Okay.
Waited another cycle, and then it was 28 seconds, 24 seconds, and 30 seconds. But on the event, we're going to have marshals pushing the button
as the runners are coming,
as the runners approaching. So you shouldn't have to, especially for the front pack, you shouldn't have to be waiting. You should be timing it kind of thing, so that you're just running across it's a normal bit of track.
The volunteers did that at Bondi to Manly, and it was so good.
You
wouldn't expect it to work that well. And it did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, it was,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just big thanks to the volunteers. Like, was really, really good.
And they've got like 80 traffic lights to go through. We've got one.
Yeah.
And it pretty much goes green in, max 40 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
Mm.
You can, like get some nutrition while you're waiting kind of thing. If you're a middle packer or backpacker,
Yeah.
have a drink of water, compose yourself kind of thing. My advice would be for you two leading the front. Probably don't make your move until don't make your move until you get past that traffic light. So 18 k's in.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, is it like hilly at the start or?
It's somewhat hilly.
Yeah.
It's not too hilly.
I'm out.
No. But yeah, like you've 18 k's. You're not going to make a move anyway. But I wouldn't be going out to like break away until you hit that probably 24 k's.
Right.
Yeah.
Why is that?
You'll get clear of a lot of the hills.
Okay.
You have a couple more climbs to go, but like you're at the halfway point. It's all trail, or lovely fire trail, or flowy single trail, and it should be really cool as well. And I just think because it's only 50 k's and it's actually quite runnable, you probably want to make a move somewhat early. I'm not a front packer. I'm taking my best guess. You probably have to get your own plan.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Dom, you go out really hard.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Yeah. Well, when you did Bondi to Manly, when did you try and make a move on Joey, or did he make a move on you?
Everyone went out really hard.
Yep.
And then at about 50k, we were both like cramping heaps.
Is that where I saw you?
That's
That aid station.
Yeah, just like sort of, that was like when Sotar kind of dropped.
Yep.
Yeah, and we were like, both of us were like really badly cramping.
You were so off it.
And like the whole rest of the race was like just
Get
both of
through.
us were struggling through. We got to Spit Bridge.
Yep.
At about, I think that's nearly 60 k's. And then Joey, it like hits the trails, and he got like just ahead of me that he was out of sight.
Yep.
And I thought like, oh, that's it, the race is done. But then it turns out it's only like 2 minutes ahead, so it's only like just around the corner probably. But yeah, that's kind of where he broke me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So he did make it a move with like.
he did at 60k. Yeah.
So 20 k's, make your move and see if you can break. Vlad might do it. There you go.
Oh,
So
really?
Vlad,
Yeah, wow.
Vlad might do the 50.
Yeah.
Speaking to him.
So the whole kind of Bondi to Manly field back together.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And again on Bondi to Manly, like I did it last year, and that was an amazing race.
Oh yeah.
And how
so
many
good.
traffic lights you have to do with the Spit Bridge? Like that goes up like 4 times a day.
yeah.
You have to manage that kind of thing. And they
Yeah.
do a really good job of telling people what time it's going to open, and like you can kind of like plan when you want to try and cross it basically.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Awesome. And is there any like sort of landmarks along the way, or like particular sort of segments that you should be kind of
Yeah,
looking out for?
I think 18 k's getting past that traffic light.
Oh, yeah,
on
the
that
traffic
road.
light,
You've
18
done your
Ks.
Bear Creek, which is again like an
Oh, yeah.
amazing fire trail.
Yeah.
Kind of warm up into the event. It's lovely in there in Garrigal. That'd be my first landmark. Getting to there, you'd be past one of the main aid stations. I then think going from Garrigal to Ku-ring-gai, my second landmark would be the Bobbin Head aid station.
Okay.
So you kind of go up the stair or go down along the single track for a bit, up the Sphinx stairs.
Yeah.
You're going along the ridge, along the fire trail.
Yep.
You come down to the Bobbin Head aid station, and in and out real quick, probably maybe refill your bottle. You will have crew there, so they can give you a bottle or refill so you can move pretty quick. And then now you know you've got, I think it's only 10 Ks or even 8 Ks for the finish.
Okay.
A lot of it's single trail,
Yeah.
but it's flowy, very runnable. And then by the time you clear through that, you're fire trail, home, finish.
Yeah,
kind
wow.
of thing. Yeah.
Sounds pretty special.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Yeah.
You'll have a great time. You'll
Yeah.
have a really good time. Yeah. I'll be trying to get out to Bobbin Head and to the first aid station as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we've got some training runs coming up or something?
Yeah, this Sunday
Yeah.
we'll go a training run. They've been really good. Like to show people the trail, we had one for the half marathon a couple of weeks ago, and it was people's first trail run ever.
Wow.
Right.
And I was like, wow, okay. And they signed up for the half marathon. And I was like, great, like cool. And they can ask us questions. They get to learn the trail a bit, get a bit more comfortable. So come race day, it's not so intimidating. I think people find the trails scary or
Excuse me.
And they're really
definitely
not.
do.
Yeah, they're really not. Like I find the road more terrifying, to be honest. So training run this Sunday. We'll have Soda coming along, getting some content, which is good.
Yeah. He's killing it with the content at the moment.
Yeah, well, going full time with it.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Soda, going full time.
So is you gonna get him for photography work?
Well, he's away for the half marathon.
That's right. Yeah.
And he's in Japan for the ultra marathon, and then he's not back for the backyard ultra either.
Oh shit.
I know. Yeah, I told him like, mate, you can 100% do photography, but no, he's away.
Yeah.
Next year.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And what else? I guess like mandatory gear. Is there much to carry?
Yeah.
Yep. So we actually reviewed that now again, and we've kind of removed pretty much all of it. So very similar to Bondi to Manly.
Bondi to Manly was like nothing. I think it was your phone and a snake bandage.
Yeah,
that was it.
and a space blanket.
And a space blanket, yeah.
And you need to have 1 liter of water carrying capacity, which is what you'd bring anyway. There will be some weather dependent items.
Yep.
But nothing like UTA. You'll have your thermal top, thermal pants, a rain jacket, and I think it's gloves. And that will be made probably the week before. Like we'll look at the forecast. It can get cold, but again,
true.
You're only doing 50Ks. It's going to be daylight for most people.
Yeah.
And the cutoff's 12 hours.
Okay.
So if you're going to do over 10, you'll need to wear a head torch or bring a head torch, probably from Bob and Head. But yeah, given like now it's only one race to focus on, we can really have all our resources and event crew really focused on the core group of people. The mandatory gear required just isn't that much.
Yeah.
And we're in Sydney too. It's not like the Blue Mountain. It gets cold, but like everyone will be fine.
Yeah.
No, I think doing just the one race, like it sounds really good. Like I think there should be more events like that where you can just get around.
Yeah.
That one event. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
No, thank you. And I think we made the right call. Removing the 100K, and we'll wait until we've done a few more events. We really nail the 50, and then we can really nail the 100K. Because like that's a special moment for a lot of runners to do 100K, especially if their first one, and it should be done right. I think we've always approached it of we want to do the best events we can. Like I said, single track and Ironman. And I think our 100K, while we'd try our best, we're just not ready yet to do 100K.
Yeah.
After reviewing everything again and going step by step and step.
Yeah.
You can do it all before, but then once it becomes real, like everything changes a little bit perspective-wise kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like it's going to work in your favour though for focusing on the event. So
definitely. And again, we want people to come, get there easily, have all the information they need, have a great trail race and get home safe. That's, if we can ask for one thing from the event, that's all we want.
Yeah.
100%.
That's good.
Yeah.
I guess changing gears a little bit. I guess, what advice would you give to anyone coming to your event?
Know that you're going to have a great time, and that we're going to do our best to make sure that you have an amazing day.
Yeah.
Or we'll back your Ultra Daves if you want to go that long. And again, like we're my business partner Dave, he's been doing ultras for a long time. We have a team around us that people don't see who have been doing other events for a long time. Like our goal is to make sure you have a great time, and you get home safe and you have a good race. And just smile. Just when it's hurting, just have a big smile on your face and have a laugh and have a good time.
Awesome. I guess what else? Some of the lifestyle topics we've asked, like every runner.
I like your segment, Dom.
What shoes? What's the shoe rotation looking like for you at the moment?
Well, you know what? I actually got called out in the backyard ultra because I only had like carbon road shoes.
Oh, really? Yeah. Right.
Really?
I guess on the concrete you were thinking, okay, like this will help me. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I don't really do much running on the road. I only ever did I hardly ever do running on the road, only if it's like a session. So I'm like, I'll get carbon shoes. Why not?
Oh, that would have killed your feet.
So I got to work on that. Like I want to get like some more everyday shoes.
What was the shoe?
I had the Saucony Endorphin Pro 3.
Okay.
And another one I had a Nike Alpha Fly or Vapor Fly, one or two.
They're just rotating between the two.
Yeah. And then I had a couple of trail shoes too. Again, I only really run trails, so I'm a big Innovate guy. I like Innovate.
Innovate heaps good, yeah. The UK brand, I think.
Yeah. So I really like Innovate. I did have a couple of pair of Ultras, but I think they're probably a bit too aggressive. Like
just the zero drop.
Zero drop.
Yeah.
Like foam that's like
pretty stiff.
Yeah. So and then normal. I've got the new normal.
Oh really? Yeah, right.
They're pretty good. Yeah, I like them. Yeah.
Big Killian fan?
Yeah, everyone loves Killian.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. So what, the normal, they're like probably the trail racing shoe, or?
They are. Yeah, they're not, I don't actually, like, they're not that quick. Like, I find the Innovate's a lot quicker.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah. I don't know how Killian's just the beast. Like,
yeah.
He could probably wear like a pair of thongs and still win.
He's not able to brand it.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And so I guess what would you recommend people are wearing if they're doing... I guess run through the different events and what you'd recommend.
Yeah.
Well, I think with the trail half marathon, that actually can get quite technical.
Okay.
And so if you have trail shoes, I would wear them.
Super blast.
you know, I've done plenty of loops in like an Alpha Fly.
Yeah.
When I did Jabulani, I actually wore Alpha Flies the entire time.
Really?
Oh.
Far out.
Yeah. Well, I was an idiot. I was like so new to the sport. I'm like, let's grab a pair of road shoes and then chuck it on. That should translate well to trail.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Not that I know the course, but I imagine it wouldn't have been fun without flies.
It was okay. Like I got through it. And it wasn't wet that day. So it wasn't falling over. But yeah, if you have trail shoes, wear them. But it's not like mandatory. You can pretty much get away with anything.
Yeah.
Same for the ultra marathons too. I think if I was doing the ultra marathons and trying to podium or win, I would be wearing like an Alpha Fly. What'd you wear the Bondi to Manly?
The Vaporfly.
Yeah. So I'd probably wear that, to be honest.
For
any of the events.
Really?
Yeah. I think you'll be fine.
Okay.
Or you get like Innovate have a really nice shoe, bit more speed react foam kind of thing, which have the trail component. And also the two Capital Cowboys who won UTA 1500 were wearing the Nova Blast Trail.
Oh yeah.
And I've heard great things about them. And they've proven that they can win UTA in them. So
yeah, true.
Yeah. But awesome. I think go to Pace and they'll sort you out.
Good tip.
Good point. Yeah.
I'm not a big shoe guy. Yeah.
The next one's diet. I think with the big weight loss journey, you probably have a couple of tips for us. Is there any sort of stuff you strictly follow with your diet or not really?
Well, I only have black coffee.
Okay.
Yep, so only a long black.
Yeah.
It's too cold now, but I normally try and have an acai bowl every morning.
Oh, nice.
So
I'll have an acai bowl. Yeah.
So I'll blend that, put some granola, but it's too cold now. So now I'm having like toast.
What's in it? What is in it? Like,
well, it's a fruit. The acai is
okay. I was like, what is this a thing or?
No, it's fruit. But I put like berries and strawberries and mango and blend that all together, and then top it with like chia seeds and granola.
Okay. Beautiful.
Thanks for clarifying.
And then it's like no, and then lots of just protein. I don't think I have the best diet, but it's not horrible. Yeah.
Sounds like a couple of good tips there.
Yeah.
Black coffee.
Yeah.
Smoothie bowls.
What about these?
Oh yeah, actually, I completely forgot. I mean, that's if I'm gonna run, I only have NAC. And so actually, I probably should touch on this as a part of one of the Cadence. We do distribute NAC into Australia. And the beauty of NAC is it's sort of like complete nutrition. Like it has a whole range of products. So like we've got 3 here, the waffle, the bar, and the puree, which Luke, you didn't know about, but trust me, it's a game changer. And then also have a couple of other products too, a drink mix. They've got a gel coming.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I really struggled with nutrition for a long time during trail running events. UTA 2023, I was using another product, another brand, and I got to 57 k's at the Aquatic Centre, and my stomach completely blew up.
Oh shit.
So I had to walk the last 42 k's. Couldn't run another step.
Because you couldn't get. You couldn't.
No,
eat
my stomach
anymore?
was in so much pain.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
jeez.
Okay.
Yeah, really bad cramps. I felt like I'd been like punched in the stomach like 100 times.
Oh.
I didn't have anything but water and black coffee for 10 hours to get me through the race. And I was still peeing fluoro like 8 hours after.
Jeez.
Yeah,
far out.
yeah, it was really bad. That same brand, I tried again at UTMB, and it was going to happen again. I'm like, this can't happen. Like on the first night, like I was like, I cannot have the stomach pain again. I cannot walk 100
it's
k's. I wouldn't
miserable.
finish.
Yeah.
And so actually, I tried NAC on the course. Hadn't really tried it before, and had my mind blown. I'm like, oh my god, like this stuff's actually really good. Got me through the event, and then we kind of spoke to them while we were at UTMB, and said who brings them in, stuff like that. They didn't have anyone, so we
Yeah,
pitched. They're an amazing
That's
team.
awesome.
They're really really good, and they're trying to like they're coming at it with probably a similar idea of like what we're coming at it with, like runner first, athlete tested, what's best for everyone kind of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love their products. So yeah, I was a fan before I became
Like
their distributor.
officially affiliated.
Yeah.
That's the best way to do it, right?
Yeah, they're great. I recommend you try it before you race on it. And it's found to at all the big UTM, like every UTMB event. So there are like over 90 in the world. So if you do a UTA or a UTK or a TUM or a UTMB, you're going to find NAC on course.
Yeah. Wow.
And if you can find it on course and you like it and you train with it, then it's a no-brainer. Like
100%,
you don't have to carry much. You can pick it up at the aid station. They had the purees actually on the aid station this year to a UTA,
Okay.
which is like great. Like you're now pretty much getting everything in the range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And they're going to be at.
They'll be at all our events.
Yeah.
We'll have the drink mix and the barbs.
Oh, wow.
So that's
Awesome.
really good. Yeah.
That was a
And
good pitch.
I don't do any sales.
Yeah,
so-
mate. Well, yeah.
Well, when you do the 50 on our long runs, we'll get some NAC and we'll get you trained up on it.
He's already hooked
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Well, the best part about the drink mix too is it's high in carbs, high in calories. It's got protein too.
Okay.
So like your muscles, when they break down, like they want that protein. Again, I'm no dietitian, but you can definitely feel a difference. Like your legs are stronger for a lot longer having that protein mixed in.
Yeah. I'm keen to try it. You've hooked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They did have some issues with their drink mix, not issues, but like people like it didn't break down like a
right.
tailwind or stuff. It was a little bit more
Yeah,
chunky.
yeah.
But they've now fixed that too. Which,
Okay.
and it's, I had some of it. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it could get better. But it got even
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not a
Yeah.
salesman.
No, I'm not. No.
I love
Yeah.
it. It's great.
Yeah. Any other supplements? Like.
I take magnesium every night before bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's about it. I did want to get like AG1, but I was like, I think it's marketing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
if it's
wanted
actually
the same
legit.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which magnesium? Pillar?
Like Blackmore's or something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
From Coles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to buy some actually.
Yeah. Oh, and salt tablets too when I run.
Salt tablets.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably placebo more than actually doing anything. But yeah, one every hour, definitely.
Can't
One every
hurt.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about like pickle juice or?
Beetroot.
It's funny. I remember a couple of years ago, I used to always buy that cramp fix.
Yeah.
But I haven't bought
Never
that
really.
since. I've never even used it.
Yeah,
So
right.
again, I think it's placebo too.
Yeah.
Like just having cramp fix probably doesn't make you cramp, but
True,
I just
yeah.
have salt tablets.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
Awesome. And you kind of we've talked about it briefly, like gear here and there, but any sort of specifics like what you're running with at the moment?
I actually really need to review this because my UTA pack that I did the year that you came fifth was like massive, like same vest, but like oh my
right.
god, like packed to the rafters, and now it's like really light and optimized. And I don't really know what I've done. I think I've just got better gear over the years and been able to like learn how to pack it better.
Yeah.
No gear tips there. I've just got better at it with practice and time.
Yeah. Okay. What pack have you got?
12 litre
Oh,
salmon.
yeah, that's pretty stock down. I think everyone's
stock
got
down,
that.
I would like to get another one though, like a 5 litre one.
Yeah, really kind of
Yeah.
optimize it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could we can nail the apparel, which have like a built-in belt in the shorts. You could have the belt with a 5 litre and be laughing and have to carry all your mandatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recommend 2 handhelds as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, secret weapon. I think, if you wear 2 handholds to the 50K,
Yeah.
that'll make for a great photo, make for a great cover photo.
Good look.
Yeah.
What about watch?
Garmin.
Yep.
Yep. So I would like to maybe try Coros, but I like the features are probably lacking a little bit compared to Garmin.
True.
You've got I don't actually listen to music ever when I run, but I can still get music on the watch, and I quite like having that.
Yeah.
Even though I never use it. You got the wallet, you can get your card on it, which I do use sometimes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which one? Which watch do you have?
Garmin 955 Solar.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would you get around like changing to Chorus then not having any data in
I think you'd be able to transfer it, surely. Yeah, I don't know.
I reckon that make it pretty difficult.
Well, that's why I probably stick to Garmin, because I've got all my sleep,
that's what I mean.
everything.
Yeah, true. It doesn't take
Yeah.
long to build up a bit of data.
But it's all on Training Peaks too, like everything,
yeah.
all my sleep, all my everything. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you could maybe connect to that and download it from that.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty much it for me. Anything else for you, Smith?
No.
Great.
Yeah. See you on the 24th of
August.
Oh,
Locked in.
No.
No. I think we're locking you in. Why not? You've done this amazing block for Golden.
I'm actually going to listen back to this, and it's like a lesson in salesmanship. So thank you.
No. I think you're going to do the race. I did like.
It sounds fun.
No, it should be awesome.
We'll see how we go.
Okay. If every Delta session now, I'm going to be in your ear.
Yeah, you will. You'll be like, see you 24th.
Yeah. And if you have an amazing Gold Coast, which you will, then like imagine like the training you've done for that leading into the 50.
It's true.
Yeah.
I should be fit for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thank you
That
so
was
much.
awesome.
Absolute pleasure.
Yeah, really exciting. Sounds all good.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Great.